Welcome to Key to You. Today, we're joined by Dr. Aarti Soorya. She's a physical medicine and rehab physician, Washington University trained, and she's the founder of Jiya Health. She's obsessed with helping people reclaim their nervous system, reclaim their authentic self, reclaim their pure energy. And the power from the inside out, because you have to work inside, not outside. That's who that's who I feel you are
Thank
defined
you.
to. So welcome.
Thank you for
Dr.
having me.
Aarti. So let's begin with, what's the moment that made you realize the nervous system changes everything?
This journey has been both personal and professional for me. So when I was finished residency, I was like, oh my gosh, my life finally begins. This is great.
Yeah.
And I took a job that I knew I wasn't going to like, but I was like, I just want to live in a big city for a bit. So I moved to Chicago,
right?
and I was really interested in holistic healing. And so I ended up doing training in functional medicine while I was in Chicago. And so I was learning that, but then the environment I was in was very like disease management. And so I was like, oh, I can put up with anything for 2 years, no big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And I could not do it anymore. And all of a sudden my nervous system, which I didn't recognize at the time, because we're not really taught about it much in medicine, like the different states of the nervous system or anything. It's just simplified to fight or flight and rest and digest. That's it. There's no nuance to it that's taught. And so all of a sudden, like, I stopped sleeping.
Yeah.
And like I had trouble going to work. Like I didn't enjoy going to work. And when you don't sleep, and I just felt like on edge all the time.
Right.
Like it affects every aspect of your life. Right? Your hormones, your immune system, like how you're interacting with people.
Right.
So I didn't feel like I had much joy in life, and I was just kind of like going through the motions, and I was just kind of like, my thought process was like, I'm so miserable, I'm so uncomfortable in my body, why am I not sleeping? So then you're like researching like crazy, trying to figure out, well, how do you sleep better and all this stuff, and I'm a physician, right? And it was like, and then I went, I was like, okay, I shouldn't be my own doctor, let me go see someone, help me out. And it was just like really poor, like it was like very generic advice, right? So that kind of led me to, I shifted jobs. I thought, oh, this will magically make my life better. And it didn't.
It didn't,
right? Because I'm the same person, right?
Exactly. It's not the place, it's not the people.
It's not it's my reaction to it.
Right.
And so then when I started to study it a little bit deeper, I was like, oh, it's like my perception of life, and like I'm not being my authentic self in medicine and in my job. So my soul was crying for something new, and that's why I named my venture Jiya Health, because Jiya means soul. When you're not aligned with your soul, your body's going to speak.
Oh my goodness. So that's what the meaning of Jiya that means. Find your soul. And talk to your soul.
So when you can, exactly, because I think that's not talked about in medicine.
No.
It's very reductionistic in the sense, like, and it's all good. I'm not saying it's there's, I think there's definitely good things about it. But when you're reduced to just biochemistry, and you're not treated as a human being going through life, and what are your desires, or like,
who are you
exactly? That is going to affect your physiology. You cannot separate it.
Right.
So I think when we disconnected your spirit from medicine, you're gonna just be on this roller coaster until you can merge them together. Yeah.
Wow. So this is the question that I really wanted to ask, but I think you already answered. As a great healer, every great healer has something,
has gone through
something in their lifetime. That pivotal moment where they said, okay, wait, pause, I got to do something different.
Yeah.
And you already shared that. So that was how, when you start understanding and connecting to your deeper self and that soul, I think you know what to do, and great healers come from that space.
Thank you. And I think my goal is like every individual has that in them.
Right? Do you think like everybody Every human being will have that.
If you can connect to yourself, then I think that wisdom is there within you.
I love that.
Use other people as guides, but
Yes.
ultimately it is your path, it is your journey.
You said it so well.
Yeah.
And I believe in it, Aarti.
Yeah.
I believe in it because if you had seen me in 2002 or 2010, I was a person with I was miserable too, in terms of, oh, I gotta be this way, I gotta sound this way, I gotta look this way, I gotta be impressive, and I need to be pleasing everybody. I think for me, it's a different story. For my childhood also kind of shaped who I was.
100.
And those, right? I mean, those insecurities, those things that you don't know who you are, kind of shape you.
Right.
But unless you break through that, unless you go inside,
right,
you don't know who you really are.
Completely.
And you can transform.
Completely.
So I completely believe in that thing.
And you mentioned like childhood and stuff. That's
Right.
where the nervous system is shaping, right? And that's
Right.
how we move through life. But then if you can understand, usually for most of us, it takes a big trigger to change,
right.
Unfortunately.
Right.
But it's
unfortunate,
fine. Yeah.
But it is the reality.
It's the reality. But then when you start to understand yourself, oh, I can change my reaction to
Right.
this. Wow, your like experience of life can change. And that can change your physiology and therefore change your health.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So you're a physical medicine and a rehab physician who became obsessed with this nervous system health. Was there a particular patient, a personal experience, I would say patient, or a scientific discovery that completely shifted how you see everything around you?
Yeah. So I would say I shared my personal story, right? And then when I was in the functional medicine setting, like most of my patients, if you listen to their stories, there's something there, right? That is driving that biology to be off. So what I was finding was, okay, yeah, like it can tend to be very lab testing, and which is fine. Like, and okay, we're going to support the biology from here. But nervous system drives your biology. If you only support biology, right, you'll get a little bit better, like, of course, right?
It's a surface level.
But all of them taught me, like, if you don't really address the nervous system, this is just, you're going to be on this roller coaster like this. Yeah. If you really want to have a strong biology, you got to train that nervous system.
Wow.
So I would say every patient of mine, I would say is
come back to that point of like connecting the two. You gotta marry the both. You can't just
the spirit, like your spirit and
that.
your physiology, it's interconnected. It's not separate.
And do you feel like they would understand that, or do you feel difficult for you to help them understand that fact?
So this is where I would say evolution as a physician kind of became, because I was like, oh, I have to really root into this now.
Right.
That way I attract the right person who wants this. Because what I realized is, like, I was thinking one way. Yeah. But then there was a mismatch with who was coming to see me, because it was like, give me the natural protocol to fix me. And I'm like, but nothing is wrong, actually. Right. We think symptoms are wrong. We think our like physiology is wrong. Right. But if you understand it from the nervous system lens, it's like your body is actually doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Wow. It's not pathology. So sometimes a lot of things we call pathology is actually wisdom, if you listen to it.
Wow. So do you, again, like this questions are like, something coming to me right now. So do you think that the saints who leave everything out in their life, they go in those mountain top and like sitting down and meditating and finding who they are and figuring their own nervous system, it's truly finding a nervous system. It's truly finding a soul and how you are going to be, what kind of a person you are and you want to become. You're creating that personality in you. Yeah. Is it that simple? I mean, it's hard. That's hard. It sounds simple, but I think it's like, I think it's just more making that shift. I want to change. Yeah. Or I have that will to, I want to move through life differently. Right. I know there's more for me. Because I think if you just accept
oh, my genetics are this,
Yeah.
or oh, my biology is this. I'm doomed to have this. I
Mhm.
have anxiety. That's just me.
That's just me. Yeah.
Great, you're
People
going to
say that.
ingrain that neural pathway, right? But if you understand that your physiology is malleable,
Right.
can I train it to a different experience?
Yeah.
And that's where the nervous system
Oh
stuff
my
comes
God.
in.
So it's so beautiful, right? When you connect the science to the spiritual life, whatever, whoever, like the example, there are real examples
Yeah,
of how
yeah.
people have transformed their life.
I think it's not separate. It's the same, right?
Wow.
But just because it hasn't been studied yet,
Yeah.
or if maybe it's not like something that's quantifiable yet,
Right.
it's not that you can't just dismiss it though, right?
You're right.
Right?
Try it out at least.
Yeah, like
Right.
I geek out on the science, right?
Yeah.
But also I understand that like there's something to practices and
Right.
holistic ways of living that you can't really put under the lens of a double randomized control trial, right?
Exactly.
There's
Exactly.
a lived experience of a human being. Yeah.
Right. So behind that white coat and the credentials. So what's one of the biggest challenges or a silent struggles you have witnessed in your patients that most people don't talk about when it comes to the nervous system health?
I think they think their body is broken. And I think they feel alone in their experience.
Yeah.
But I think this is where community is really important in healing.
Right.
Because it was never meant to be alone, right? Like your symptoms can be a reflection of something wrong in society, right? And it can be a normal experience, right?
Oh my God, yeah.
But we pathologize it.
Right.
But if you know, like, you're shared, you're supported, you're safe, that in itself can bring a lot of comfort to the nervous system. And that's why I teach my patients, like, these are the different nervous system states. This is your experience in life. Like, of course, this was going to happen.
Right.
And when they know their body did what it was supposed to do, then there's a little bit of relief. It's just that adaptation went on too long. Now there's symptoms, right? But if we can rewire that, then it's like, oh, okay. Because when you know, then it's like, oh my gosh, my body actually worked for me. It's not broken.
It's right.
Yeah.
And it's not like, click of a button or like one day thing.
Yeah.
It has
Yeah.
to take its course.
Right.
Do you want to talk about that?
I would say that's part of the process and the journey, because to your soul, right? Like, and it's, I would say it doesn't have to be this like draining journey to heal.
Right.
I would say it can be fun.
Yes.
And I think that's not talked about a lot, because I think in the healing world, it can be like, I have to go through the depths of darkness to heal my triggers and traumas. And I'm like, you don't.
No.
Like, that could be part of it. But I think if you can bring joy in, which is just as important, we don't talk about it, that can really shift the nervous system and bring that safety. So, okay, I understand why I am the way I am now.
How is, again, this question is coming from me because younger generation. And I feel like when I was growing up, there's a ton of experiences that I underwent. I don't know, to me, I feel it's significant. But I never gave in that way, right? Somewhere I feel like my mind was so strong enough to fight it back. I'm like, no, I can get through this. No, I can get through this. No, I can get through this. But then I'm seeing my kids and the generation of my here, they're different.
Mm-hmm.
The moment they hit the high school, their whole, oh my God, the stress levels go high. And I don't understand that stress, but I want to be for them. Like, I just want to be there. It's not just my kids. It's like, I'm talking about that generation. It is so common right now, which I didn't even know what stress really is. The word stress did not come into my mind until I came to the United States when I was 25, right?
Yeah.
So how is that going to be, how can we help the younger kids?
I think this is where I think like learning the nervous system can be very helpful, and learning their responses. Oh, like, I'm overwhelmed right now, and this is what I do when I'm overwhelmed, right? Because otherwise, sometimes when we don't understand that, it's just kind of like, oh, that's their personality. It's like, it's not their personality. They're just like.
I think we should have one subject of nervous system in every schooling This is what
schools
I feel.
need it, medical
Yes.
schools need it,
Right.
because I think also then you understand your relationships better.
Yeah.
You can help support someone better,
Right.
or like
Themselves
recognize
better.
exactly, like, because otherwise then I think sometimes it's like people think like someone may be apathetic about something, but really they might just be in a freeze state of the nervous system,
Right.
and they don't have the capacity to even, you know, engage with life, right? And we might just dismiss them, oh, they're lazy or they're apathetic, but really there's something deeper going on.
Right. Aarti, I really feel what you're doing with your Jiya Health should be part of all the schooling system.
Oh, thank you. Let's see where life takes us.
I know, and I'm wishing that, and I hope one day that comes real, right? I mean, it's important.
Yeah.
It's important not just in the schooling, in the corporate world too.
Oh,
With the kind of things
yeah.
happening in today's world, everybody operates in that stress for way too long.
Yeah.
How do you slow down? How do you bring that?
Right.
I think any corporate company takes this as part of their monthly ritual or monthly. I don't know if monthly is enough, but then take once a month at least.
Right.
I think that company is going to transform.
Yeah. Because if everyone can think clear, like if you think like everyone's going through some reactive response,
right,
that means the nervous system is not centered, right?
Exactly.
And that's okay.
That's
like,
okay, yeah.
Right. But if you can train it,
right,
that's great.
Right.
Like that gives you more power.
Absolutely.
Then people are thinking more clearly.
Exactly.
Because when the nervous system is in some sort of adaptive mode, there's a part of the brain called the prefrontal cortex that goes offline. So you cannot think critically, you cannot emotionally regulate or anything. You're running on survival.
Right.
But if you have more control over it, then even in the face of stress or perceived stress, like you can handle yourself.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah.
Tell us about a moment working with your patient whose transformation was so powerful it still gives you chills.
Yeah. One of my patients, she had chronic fatigue syndrome, irritable bowel syndrome. She had been struggling with her gut for years and high power. Like she was a professional squash player. So really like go-getter, right? And this is where, we tend to adulate like go-getters.
Yeah.
But there's another flip side to the go-getter. And she, she's a young mother.
Yeah.
It really impacted her relationship with her kids and being able to show up as a kid, and you're too tired to even work. And then it's like, I was this really gunner, and what happened? Right. And slowly through our work together, she was able to kind of come back into balance. And then, it wasn't even just for herself that she's like, oh my God, I feel so much better. I have my life back. But she's like, I can show up for my kids the way I want to show up for my kids. And she was so emotional about that because she's like, I didn't think I could like feel good again or be like that again.
Makes me cry too. Yeah. And that is so beautiful.
Yeah.
So it's like refinding herself.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, wow. And then it like opens up the door again to be like, how am I gonna? What do I get to do now?
Yeah. Wow.
Which is great.
So amazing.
Yeah.
So in your recent post, you said accountability changes everything. Can you take us into a story where you saw someone who knew what to do? Many people think, I know what to do. So it wasn't until the accountability entered the picture that everything changed.
Yeah, like I think for most people, that they need that. Like I have a program that I put together, so the accountability I think is the part that helps people the most. But like one person in particular, she had been, she's perimenopausal, struggling with sleep, and like doing all the things, or had tried to do all the things that the wellness world tells you to do, which is more overwhelming to the nervous system. And so weekly meeting with me, and then having the guided practices that I record for people. I'm trained in yoga nidra, which is kind of my main modality for using training the nervous system. And her insomnia improved, anxiety improved. So having the accountability every week that she's going to show up live with me, and then also doing it on her own.
Right. Right.
Like having, and what I did was, I know the human mind. It's like, oh, I don't have time for a 30-minute practice. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
So
tomorrow.
yeah, later, or then it never happens.
And then later never comes.
Yeah. So what I was like, okay, I have 2 minutes to 35, 40-minute recorded sessions of like, so that I know you have 2 minutes. So even that much will still shift the neural pathways, right? And that's also telling your brain and body, I'm committing to this, I'm shifting, and it's still, you're keeping that promise to yourself. So even if it was just only 2 minutes, she still did it.
I love it.
Even though, like, you know, neurologically, you're not going to get as deep into the nidra, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't
right?
matter.
Even that shifted, right? For her.
Yeah. Does it happen?
Yeah.
2 minutes every day.
I mean, you probably need to go a little bit deeper, but like at least in the beginning,
just like, at least the consistency helps.
Yeah, the consistency helps, and also like people are coming in from different life experiences,
right.
So 2 minutes for someone can feel threatening.
Oh wow!
If they're not used to being
I didn't
still.
think about that. Right?
Yeah,
because I want to take myself back into when did I start my I started my spiritual sadhana in 2019.
Yeah,
and at the time, sitting down and doing like one round of like 108 was not easy for me.
Right.
And but I force myself.
Yeah.
Whether I do it with the full deep or whether I do it I do it.
Yeah, exactly.
But do it.
Yes.
Right. But today I sit for 1 hour.
Yeah. Amazing.
I want to go more deep.
Yeah.
That's how I feel internally.
Yes.
I feel that I'm missing something if I don't do it.
Right.
So
right.
I agree. Like, just
even just that much,
consistency.
It will shift.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think being held in community together.
Yes.
That also, like, what's the beauty about Yoga Nidra is like, it takes the mind out of the way is the point.
Let's talk about Yoga Nidra. I want to talk about Yoga Nidra, if you want to explain that a little bit to my audience.
Sure. Yeah. So Yoga Nidra is a sleep-based meditation. And I don't even like calling it a technique because it's really like a way of being.
Okay.
Because what you're doing is you are using breath and body awareness techniques to slow down the brain. So the brain, when it's active, has really like fast brain waves. And then you're slowing it down slowly. And what it's doing is it's mimicking sleep.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But it's such a neurologically interesting state of being because you're mimicking the stages of sleep, but you're actually awake.
Yes.
And so you get to rest in your true awareness. So you've quieted down the identity stuff of I'm a mom, I'm a work, I work, I'm a wife, all the identity stuff
out of
the door.
Yeah.
Because we waste like our prana or energy, right? It gets caught up in these different identities. And so when we can calm that down, that prana now is there to help heal physically, mentally, and then spiritually you're resting in your true awareness, right? And if you could keep training yourself into that state, now you're bringing that into your day-to-day life. And so you're shifting the way you're moving through life.
And I want to talk about, I went through Dr. Aarti Soorya's Yoga Nidra. And she'll walk you through the physical senses, or like, calming your physical senses. And when you get to that state, I call it alpha state.
Yeah.
But she also kind of make you hold on your chest, right? I mean, you hold your hands on your chest and talk to yourself like, what are the things that you want change in your life? What are you really wanting to change in your life? Say that to yourself. I felt that was so powerful. And I think that is because I know what it means, because I've been practicing it, spiritual affirmations and talking to myself and getting myself to the alpha state. When do you get the alpha state? I feel it is so, so, so powerful. You're not only training your physical body to get to that rest state, but also you're getting the rest state to that alpha state where you're affirming to yourself what you really want to become and what you're craving for. Extremely powerful.
Yeah, because you've quieted down the noise. Yeah. And so in Nidra, you go even past alpha.
Oh, wow.
You go to theta.
Yeah.
And then you go to delta.
Can you talk about that?
Yeah. So alpha is like beta brainwaves are your active critical thinking. We're talking our beta brainwaves are active. And then when you start to calm the mind down through breath and body awareness, now you're slowing down to alpha. Then we go deeper into theta, even slower.
Wow.
And then delta, which is even slower. So delta is like where slow waves, it's called slow wave sleep, or where your deep sleep happens. This is normally people fall asleep, and you may, while you're learning Nidra or going through it or whatever, you may fall asleep. That's okay. You can't do it wrong, which is like the beauty of this practice. But that just means your body's really tired.
Yeah, exactly.
And you need that physical repair first. But once you get to that state, you can stay awake. So that's even more like powerful. So the yogis say 30 to 40 minutes of yoga nidra is equivalent to 3 to 4 hours of sleep.
Wow.
That's how powerful it is.
Wow.
It's not a substitute for sleep. I'm just, in this biohacking world, in this biohacking world, I have to say that because it is neurologically different than sleep.
Right.
It's like sleep, but you're still awake.
Right.
So, and then if you stay awake beyond that, spiritually, there's a state called Soorya, which is where like
I never heard that.
Yeah, like
what is that?
That's the state beyond the deep sleep. So,
Can anyone get there?
Yeah.
Have you experienced it?
I don't think I have yet. I've gone deep, but I think I'm still in that train,
Oh my God, I'm excited. I want to try.
Who knows? Like maybe I didn't even know I got there.
Probably.
Yeah.
So you blend rigorous medical training from Washington University with a deep passion for wellness. So you kind of combined both. So walk us through a moment when science and the human spirit collided in your practice in the most beautiful way.
I think when I realized I needed to create something that I couldn't get to everything in clinic, because I felt like, you see a doctor and then you don't see them for months.
Right.
And then, in the integrative world, it's cash based, right? So that already is like a barrier.
Right.
So I was like, this is really frustrating. I have all this knowledge and I cannot get to where I want to go with people. So that's why I created a program where I teach people the science.
Yeah.
And then also blend the practice of yoga nidra or different, nervous system things to be aware of, so that you have the tools to heal.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So for someone whose nervous system is constantly under siege, like stress, burnout, chronic pain, and I think we went through that story that you shared, what does the daily battlefield actually looks like for them? And how do you help people win that war most people are quietly losing?
Yeah. I think this is why I'm such a yoga nidra fangirl. Because you can over intellectualize everything, like, do all the testing and all that stuff, but it's overwhelming and already overwhelmed nervous system. So if I can get your body through nidra, which is low effort, honestly, you just lie there.
Right.
That's all you have to do. That's literally all you do.
Your job is.
Yeah. I'm like, just have 2 pillows, an eye mask, and a blanket if you want.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's low barrier.
Yeah.
You have to think low barrier because then it's not overwhelming to a nervous system.
Right.
If we can just get your healing activated, that's already going to shift you and make you feel better. Then go do whatever else you need to do. But
that's awesome.
I think sometimes in the healing world, when you're scrolling and trying to figure out what's wrong or Googling, you're going down 20,000 different paths. Yeah. Oh, I need this supplement, or oh, I need this practice, or oh, I need this magical treatment. And it's wasting your energy even more. Right. So it's like, you can do it from your home. You don't have to go anywhere.
I love what you said. There was a Google doctor before. Now ChatGPT doctors are coming.
Yes. Yes.
Stop doing that.
Yes.
Right.
Like just, I think because we've been conditioned in a culture that doesn't recognize that the body has healing mechanisms or like how to activate them. Like it's a very pathology based
Right.
system.
Exactly. We're so tuned. I think back home, like, from Asian countries, like in India, I think I don't remember me visiting doctor that frequently at
Yeah,
all.
yeah,
Maybe because of the kind of food
yes,
consumption, walking is
the
part
way
of
you
you, the
live.
community,
Yeah,
you have people all
yes,
around you, right?
yes.
I think that's missing too in here in this place.
Yeah, which is why I was like, I need to create a community so that people
Right.
can do it together. Because
I
I
love
think
it. Yeah.
otherwise people think they're going through this all alone. It's
Yeah.
like, no,
No, you're not alone.
You're not alone.
You're not alone. Okay. So, what one lesson about healing or human body that completely surprised you once you went deeper into nervous system work, and something you wish you would have known much earlier?
Yoga Nidra.
Yoga Nidra. There you go. Yoga Nidra is the answer, guys.
And you know what? Like how you use it, right?
Yeah.
Because it came into my life when I was going through insomnia.
Mm,
But the way I was using it was like a stress management tool. Like it made me feel better, right?
like
But I
that.
didn't have I didn't have the recognition to be like, oh, the way I'm moving through life is not
The
like
right
the right way
way.
or whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't have that yet.
Yeah.
So don't use it as a tool. Use it as a means to really shift your life, because there's so many tools out there, right? But like how many things
Yeah.
are you going to do?
Right.
So I'm passionate about Yoga Nidra, but find what works for you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But use it as a means to bring presence,
Right.
not to fix anything.
I like that.
Yeah.
So I want to ask my own personal question. I'm going through premenopausal phase 2, and I do take care of my body to a certain extent. Not that I go to gym, but I do take care of my body a little bit.
Yeah.
But I do my meditation and everything.
Yeah.
But I still have this pain in my back and pain in my shoulder. I don't know. I mean, even today, like I was kind of moving a bit because of that consciously, subconsciously, I know that there's something paining there. I'm working on it. Like, what I do, it may sound silly for others, but you might recognize this. Like when I hit the bed, few seconds of it, when I know I'm going to be getting into the sleep, that alpha state, I do affirm that you're healing. You're healing, you're going well, and breathe in and breathe out in the area that's pain. It's not, I don't see that it's healing, but maybe it's like, I have to give it a time. But even the person who knows everything still doubts it.
Yeah.
Why?
I think because the mind is getting in the way, which is why I'm telling you I'm a fangirl of Yoga Nidra, because it gets the mind out of the way, right? But I would also say, like, you're someone who is a go-getter.
Yeah.
You have 2 kids. You're managing a lot, work. I would say if there's fun, bring fun in. Yeah. And even, like, I think sometimes in the healing world, like, it's like I have to do my Yoga Nidra and I have to do this and I have to do this, and there's too much structure.
Right.
I say bring more play in.
I love that.
And like even with the movements of your body,
right?
Because fascia is the connection between like your muscle and all the organs and everything.
Yeah.
That constriction, when there's not play and full movement of the body, that can cause pain, right? And so, in our culture, it's like, like we're all very like, I have to be composed at work. I have to be composed. Like I have to do all this, and I'm a businesswoman and all this stuff. We need more flow too.
It all. Okay, yeah.
Because it brings the blood flow to the area. It takes away the lymph flows better. So it takes away the toxins, the vein flow, all of that, right? So I say like more weird movements is actually better.
Crazy movements.
Yeah.
Okay. I like
because otherwise it's like healing becomes a job then.
Yeah, you don't.
You're like, I want this, like you're concentrating so hard on it.
Probably that's what is happening.
It's like, constriction. It's actually constriction. So I say you need more play.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try that.
Yeah. Tell me.
I'll
report back.
I'll report back. Report back. So, paint us a picture. 10 years from now, how do you hope the conversation around nervous system health and true wellness will be different because of the work you and probably through your organization others do?
I hope the brilliance of actually the culture that we come from, like with
Yeah.
yoga
Yeah.
nidra. That is more in the how we teach medicine,
Right.
because I think the conversation really needs to be, how do you create health
Right.
versus how do you suppress disease,
I love that. How do you create health? And
versus how you
versus how do you
like suppress the symptoms,
yeah.
suppress the disease, suppress, how do you get your own physiology to actually work?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love it. So someone listening to our conversation who's feeling stuck, overwhelmed, everything in their life is like, oh my God, it's miserable. I can't get it. This person is ticking me off. That's happening to me. What is one thing that you suggest them to do right now? I know
And
the
obviously
answer.
one answer
I know
is
the
obvious,
answer.
but I'll give you a different one. I'll give you a different one,
Okay.
because obviously one answer is yoga nidra. Bring more joy in.
I like that.
You have to bring fun in, because there's a physiologically that changes you. It brings you into more of what we call a ventral vagal state. That shifts your physiology. If you can bring more fun in, then you can start to like make changes in your reaction to things and everything.
I like that. So. Have fun and yoga nidra.
Yes.
I like that. So this is my personal question. I want somebody to write your biography, and I want someone to write about your book. So there's a legacy out there. So tell me again. I'm going to use my own words. So not ChatGPT. So how do you want to see your legacy grow?
I think the most thing I'm passionate about is people learning themselves so that they feel they have more control over their physiology, right? Because you're outsourcing everything, and when you do that, you're losing your power.
I know,
right? Even to doctors,
right?
Only you can train your system. I cannot train it for you.
Exactly.
I can be a guide.
Yeah,
but that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
So to me, I think
so ultimately it's your spirit, right? Your soul.
Our soul.
Yeah.
And what I liked about our conversation through the recording or after record, before we started recording, is like your soul, your spirit is already within you, telling you who you are. It's only waiting for you to listen in, and find it.
Right.
And that's the beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And it is something that was known for our 5,000 years or even more.
Right.
For ages. Right. But we're discovering it more, and you're bringing that back into reality. Yes, there is we're not against any medications or anything.
They're tools.
Because they're all good. But then what we need to also train is how you as a human being are building yourself to connect with other things to solve the problem entirely. Beautiful, Dr. Aarti.
Thank you.
I'm so glad that you were part of this podcast.
Thank you for having me.
I enjoyed it, and thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.